the glasses.
Use this and take notes. Feel smart.
Hey, and welcome to the Agent Carter After Show here on theStream.tv. I am one of your hosts, Becca Scott. And to my left, we have Jamar Duran.
Teleprompter says catchphrase. Catchphrase.
Good one. And to my right, I have Kyle Wallen.
Topical catchphrase.
Ooh, he one-upped you there.
Yeah, he did. He
All right, so guys, we are live, so invite your friends now. Tell them to join the conversation in the chat room. And yeah, comment on the episode, tell us what you thought. And let's get on to our first topic.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think Peggy made the right decision deciding to become a double agent for Stark? And is Stark really all that innocent?
I mean, is the Stark ever really completely innocent? I mean, it's, yeah.
Well, I guess as far as Stark, we have more familiarity with Tony.
Yeah.
And Howard is a little, I mean, he's obviously his father, and they're doing a great job of that. You see all the comparisons throughout the show. Is he innocent? Does he have other motives? I guess we'll get to that at some point. Maybe. She's a spy, so I have to think she's pretty smart. She's witty. She kind of may know what's going on. I don't know.
She's really good at reading people. And I would think that, I mean, knowing what we know about the whole Marvel universe, I mean, if Harvey Stark really was a bad guy, we'd probably already know about it, which is kind of a spoiler, but I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
He is already a bad guy in the sense that he manufactures weapons, but we already know that about the Starks, and we're already kind of okay with it. We're complicit with the fact that they are warmongering profiteers, but they're just so, you know, sexy that we kind of let it slide.
Well, I'm not sure if they're sexy, but
welcome to America.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I think that this is going to be the thing that, of course, sends her down the rabbit hole, and she may think it was a horrible decision to have betrayed them at this point, but we'll see. We'll see later on in the show. All right. What do you guys think about like Stark's bigger plans? What about at the end of the first episode when Jarvis very ominously...
Well, this kind of goes back to him not being completely innocent, because we know he's a genius. Like, he's not going to just... There's something bigger going on for Stark. We don't know exactly what it is yet, but clearly there's something. He's orchestrating something.
Yeah, and I love that moment when she really decides that she's going to be on Stark's side, and she tells her friends in the office that he's deathly afraid of water, and she guised it in this very feminine, like, oh yeah, he tried to kiss me and I threw him in the water. Oh, we believe the woman because she said something about a man trying to kiss her, so it must be genuine. Yeah,
well,
great touch.
It's weird. I don't think the two of you saw the one-shot, the short film. So there was this Agent Carter one-shot short film that is a part of this universe, but I just don't know where it fits. Is this the prequel to this? Is this the sequel to this? Because spoiler alert, we know where this ends up if you've seen that, and I imagine a lot of fans have. Where it ends is that Peggy Carter actually ends up starting S.H.I.E.L.D. So I kind of feel like that might be the bigger thing. Like, maybe that one shot is already the sequel to this, so we know that that's the bigger plan. But I could be way off. I could be totally wrong, and I'm like an idiot. I don't know. But there's this whole other world where we know about 14 or 15 minutes of what else could be going on in the background.
Right. And there's already, in the lore, we know that Peggy is one of the original members of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, you know, she's got to team up with Stark at some point. How do you guys think the show's doing so far with the time period and with gender roles, which is a difficult thing to, you know, keep everybody on your side while still accurately portraying those things?
Well, that's something that I was actually, a question I wrote down is that I mean, Hollywood and the media, especially if you look at, like, the main networks, like, their portrayal of women characters is usually pretty shallow. And so this is like, I was watching, this was like a magnifying glass, and I actually counted, in the 2 hours, she only uses sex to manipulate people twice, which for a 2-hour episode is...
Wait, let's name them. Okay, so there's the time that she goes undercover as the blonde.
Lipstick.
And, you know, the sexy lipstick that puts people to sleep, and the blonde wig. Obviously, she sits in the guy's lap, he grabs her. So that's definitely a big one.
Right,
But I don't know, I think there's subtler ones in there as well that...
Well, I mean, actually using, like, not just using her sex as a female, but physically using, like, her body and
as a tool,
to manipulate people.
As an espionage tool.
For the most part, the way she like gets out of situations, even when she is kissing the guy, like she uses sex, but she's also like she's got the lipstick on, like there's still
Right,
a spy
there's
element
a real
to it.
weapon. The weapon isn't just her body.
Exactly. And I was really, I was like, yeah, go Marvel. That's good, go.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by
You
that.
thought they
so.
kept it to a minimum, and you
Well,
appreciated that?
It was really good. She was like a real person. It was weird.
I agree. Very three-dimensional or four-dimensional or whatever. It's like, it's obvious that they're making a point of this here. It reminds me a little bit of Mad Men. Of course, this is pre-Mad Men, if you know the show Mad Men, and what they're doing with gender and sexism and all that stuff. But they're definitely making a point here. She's this strong woman. She doesn't need a man. She's beating men seriously. She's the star of the show. It's not hidden, and it's something that everyone's talking about. It might be definitely, in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction, but I think it might be a big deal culturally.
I think a really great example of that power that she has and the way she can fight back as a woman is the scene in the diner when she takes the fork to the asshole customer and just jabs it right in his, aorta, I don't know.
She made it up.
Yeah,
it's not a thing.
Oh, good. I'm glad you know that. I totally believed it. And yeah, just that power and just that, fuck yeah,
I feel like they're doing a good job of not making it like all too often when you see a woman that's like a superhero or something, she's like a cartoon. But she didn't come off that way. Like, I don't know, that's kind of how I feel about one of the leads on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, she just comes off kind of like, you're trying to be this masculine superhero.
You mean like Ming-Na's character? Yeah, okay.
We all knew who you meant.
And I hate saying masculine because that's a terrible like label, but
that's
like,
what she's going for in the
yeah,
show.
and it's like you're
not
playing a
strong
stereotype
woman,
one way or
it's
the
playing a
other.
man. Yeah.
Just be a strong person. And she is a woman, but she's a strong, badass agent, and she,
like she
really
said,
cool.
her first name's Agent. She's an agent first.
That's a good way to put that.
And I agree. I think they did a good job with that.
All right. So, moving on, let's talk about Leviathan. And what do we think of this overarching evil corporation? It's not Hydra. Do we think these are going to be the bad guys throughout the season, or who do we think their leader is going to be? I mean, what do we know about them?
I mean, as far as the season, I could speculate it, like starting with Leviathan in the very, very end. That's when we get like some Hydra or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe. Like it
Perhaps
turns
the
into it or
Hydra?
something.
Well, it's weird because, of course, this is like a totally made-up world. Marvel, as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, has never gotten this deep into Peggy Carter.
Have you ever been wrong?
Never, actually.
Never on anything?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
well, once. I did not like it at all. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. But, yeah, so we don't really know. So we don't have anything to pull from. And like you said, it's not Hydra unless it is. It's some different name or some smaller group. That would be cool. That'd be something they could do. Because so far, that's what we've had in all of this Marvel universe has been Hydra. You know, we had some aliens and stuff, but Hydra's been the big baddie on Earth. This Leviathan character, I don't know who they are or what they do and what their motives are.
Yeah, well, destruction, for one, seems
Apparently.
probable based on what they're
Something
trying
they're
to
into,
steal. But aside from that, yeah, we know nothing about them. I don't know much about, I haven't heard of them in other contexts or seen them in a lot of the other material that Marvel has put into their universe.
Maybe
so.
in the way that the rebel of the SSR becomes S.H.I.E.L.D., the rebel of Leviathan could become Hydra or something like that.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
Any ideas as to who this leader might be? Maybe it's Stark. No.
Yeah, as the SSR seems to believe or something. No, I'm trying to think of all the big baddies. Baron Zemo, he's in this world. He was connected to Red Skull or something. I think that's his name.
They mentioned Red Skull. We might
And
see him at
so
some
I'm trying to
point.
think of people that are like these other Red Skull disciples or related or something like that. Those weird kind of, megalomaniac characters. But I don't know. You got to think time-wise in this time period. What year is it? Is it 46? What year are we? Do we know?
So 46, I believe, yeah.
It's definitely 40s. I think it's
47, maybe I think I saw on the screen.
Okay,
but somewhere in there.
And I just don't even know time-wise who would be the guy who's kind of, going to be the next big bad guy.
Let's not speculate on what we have no idea about, and we'll see that in
That'll
later
be exciting,
episodes.
though. I feel like that'll be a good way to tie in the Marvel fans. They'll be
big time.
They're going to bring out something like killer. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, all of the Marvel shows and movies have given something to those hardcore comic fans that, throw them a bone so they want to keep watching and be involved in it. So, we'll probably have a lot of those tie-ins that come along. All right. So, guys, do you think that the waitress, Angie, totally signed her death warrant when she invited Peggy to move into the building?
Unknowingly, she is so dead.
Yeah.
She may be a goner. I mean, but it's really sad if this is going to go that way where Peggy just can't have friends. She's not allowed to be friends with other women. She's not going to have a personal life. It may go that way, but I'll be sad to see it go that way. I would hope that it would give her some hope that this can work out. I can have a separate life with a woman who's like, whatever, smart and my actual friend and not a part of this agent spy world. I hope that's what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, this might be one of those.
It just seems like I don't know where else they would be. I mean, I guess they could be building. Maybe she'll eventually join. She'll become a spy too or something. I mean, otherwise it's either that or she's going to get killed. Like, I don't know to see how else she could be like relevant to the story, because they're making her a very relevant real character already, and they're making her very sympathetic, and Carter clearly likes her.
Well, maybe she could be, you know, who Carter has to save all the time, that she's always coming to her rescue, the damsel in distress.
Yeah, it is a common superhero thing.
Yeah, but I thought it was great. I mean, I see why that she was pushing her away, because her roommate had just been murdered. The only woman that she knew in the world, or was kind of friends with,
Right.
even though she didn't really know who she truly was, but she was a friend, and then she was murdered. And I thought that was a really great moment when we saw Peggy cry over her roommate, because it was the first time that we saw some real vulnerability, because she's putting up the shield all the time.
Shield.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool that, you know, we got to see a softer side of her when that happened.
She probably wouldn't like that at all, though. She's
No.
probably right now getting this footage and taking it down off the internet. She's
Oh,
like, take
yeah.
that off. That never happened.
Great.
By the way, what's the internet? I don't know.
Well, they had a cell phone, right?
yeah, that phone in the car. Yeah.
Can we talk about the button that said, texting, yeah. So
I forgot about that.
texting in the 40s was apparently done by remote
Razor blade.
typewriter.
Yeah, what was
typewriters,
that? This dish.
And and then Jarvis had the very first car phone ever. And then the other one was
Was don't trace button? What was it?
no trace button on the
trace button.
phone. Yeah, just hit the no trace button. Easy as pie. Oh.
It almost seems like a setup. It's really red. It's permanent marker. Please hit this, spy. Double agent. Oh, I'll just make my call here.
One's traced, one's double traced. That's how you know.
This is great.
Cool. So our bad guys, so we've got Van Ert and Brannis. Van Ert is the one that can talk, and Brannis is the one with the tricky old, you know, artificial voice device. So Brannis changed sides all of a sudden. He was with Leviathan, and then jumped ship. Why did he do that?
That's a good question. Do you have anything plausible? I mean, maybe partially he was caught. Maybe he knows their bigger scheme and he wasn't down with that. He kind of said that, like a lot of those kind of evil scientist dudes, like, I was in this for the money. I'm not like really with them. And you know, if he's like a, you know, for hire type guy, he goes where the money goes, or he goes with the team that's winning, or.
Well, was someone else paying him though, or was he scared? Was he running from Leviathan for some reason?
He said he wanted protection a lot. He kept saying that over and over again. He said it like 3 times or something.
Yeah, I think when you mess with somebody who's going for big weapons like that, then you kind of want to cover your ass.
And it's a pretty common thing. Like, a lot of times, like, the guys that aren't the real bad guy, like the cronies of the bad guy, when they're dying, they're like, well, okay, I'll be a good guy now, and I'll draw something in the sand.
Yeah, let's talk about what he drew in the sand. It was like kind of a heart with a
It
squiggly
was a
snake.
heart at first. We were all
like-
falling in love.
I thought he was going to be like, I love you with his dying breath, but that was not the case.
If you turn it the right way, though, it kind of looks like a bee.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
agree with
going to see that. That looks like
That's it. Can you see
sunglasses
it?
from
Looks like
here.
a bee. You look like sunglasses.
I'll
from
run it up
here.
to the camera. No. Sunglasses. We didn't
maybe
think
it's
about
a
that. We
bee.
talked about this very briefly
I think
before.
that's just Kyle's artistic interpretation. Or a bikini top.
It could be a bikini top. It could be some Ray-Bans. It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, so at this point we really have no
He
clues.
was really a fashion designer.
This could be who he left Leviathan for. This could be their symbol, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or
Who's to say?
yeah, I don't know what it is. I was going Greek letter and thinking beta, and I don't even know. But does that make sense? Is that what it looks like? Is that how somebody would draw a beta? I don't.
I mean,
I
it
think
looks
it's
real
more
fancy.
of a triangular, like the Greek
Well, delta,
alphabet.
triangle is a delta.
It's all kind of pointy and like a Madonna bra. From the
I mean, I'll
80s.
pretend like I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like,
we know,
Madonna
we know.
bra. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know.
Side note about the other bad guy, Van Ert, played by James Urbaniak. He was the voice of Dr. Venture. I just thought that was really cool because I really like Venture
Yeah, love
Brothers.
Venture Brothers.
Totally unrelated to the
Venture
show.
Brothers. Gotcha. I'm catching up now. There's a lot of cool actors in this show, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's Chad Michael Murray, dude from One Tree Hill, is now an adult, and he's like back in the 40s, and he's got this style down and the
He
voice.
looks amazing in this style. Can we just say those dimples, that jaw, it's really working.
I didn't notice any of that. I mean,
suspenders, the full package. Yeah.
But yeah, he works it. He works it well. And then, did anybody watch Boardwalk Empire? Because like Nucky's brother is in this. Was it Shea Wiggin? He's is it Roger Dooley or something? He was the big chief of the SSR.
Not watched enough.
Nobody's. You guys have watched
Boardwalk.
I haven't watched Boardwalk Empire, but the guy that's the chief of the SSR, I'm like, why do I know him
Yeah,
from? I love him.
he was like
great.
one of the main dudes in Boardwalk Empire.
He's got that very expressive eyebrow that you're just like, you know he's kind of up to no good, but also you just want to be on his side.
He also feels like just kind of like the dumb cop character, which, you know, typically in whatever, if it's FBI or CIA or any spy, the guy at the top, sometimes he's a little chubby, always a little bit older, and he's always like, he has no clue what's going on.
Yeah, but this one, he's got a little more class than most of those guys, you know?
He also feels a little sharper, too.
Yeah, you feel like...
Because in the car in the last scene, you could see that, like when he makes the comment about the guy with the chair and their like little interrogation of him. That was great.
That was one of my favorite shots.
That moment was brilliant of, oh yeah, I walk down the street all the time in my favorite chair. I understand what you're doing. That was a great moment. I love that. When he just sits down by the car.
That's what I've done too. I've sit down a long time ago though.
And this had a lot more humor in it than, say, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did. Little slapstick moments. Like when Peggy Carter infiltrates this milk trucking company, and excellent costume and accent work there, by the way, but also the way she was kind of peering around the truck and then did this little tiptoe into it, it was great. That was priceless. The moments like that.
Because I feel like a lot of, especially something the Avengers kind of set the bar for, like superhero movies, they need to be like gritty, but you gotta have some comedy in them too. And that's something that I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really missing. This show did it pretty well.
It was hilarious. I mean, the radio, we all laughed out loud, very loud, with the like, Peggy, watch out, the bad guys are coming. Like, what? Yeah, it was great.
Awesome, awesome. Great. Well, guys, that was it for our topic questions. So stay tuned, and we will be right back with your fan questions.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's like Howard. He's a giant chicken chip.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like Hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Agent Carter After Show. And just to everyone who's watching us on YouTube, we got some shout outs. Clayton Davis, Tianosaurus, Ronnie Shama, Buck Pones, Poe the Jedi, TIR 38655, Shiny Diver, Dennis DePlayin, Mr. Gaming Guitarist, Omar Alieneasy, Ty Blinger, the Bywatt 32, and Tsujo. Whew. That's a mouthful. All right, so now we're gonna go to your guys' fan questions. And don't forget, right now, subscribe to the channel while you're watching here. And guys, our first fan question is from Bam Smack Pow. Do you think there's any chance of a Chris Evans cameo in a flashback scene, or even just a voiceover? Well, we already saw little Chris Evans.
Right.
Honestly, I think aside from clips from the actual movie, no.
I agree.
I think he's a
think that's
megastar.
it.
He's not gonna do TV.
Yeah, I mean, and they just
yeah.
kind of don't do that. You don't see that in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you don't see him there. You don't see Robert Downey Jr. doing that. They have these mega deals for the movies. We might keep seeing like Winter Soldier and the first Avenger clips, but to actually have him show up on the set and do this for, nah, they got 8 episodes. He's just too big of a star to even.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And that
it'd be
question
really cool,
was
yeah.
actually from Agent Carter writer Christina Roberts. I agree, yeah. There's not that much crossover between TV actors and film actors. It's just different worlds. Sometimes there's a little crossover, but with Chris Evans, yeah, I agree. It's
if it was SLJ, Samuel L. Jackson, I'd be like, well, yeah, sure. 'Cause he's in everything.
And he did it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, so he might do it, but.
Yeah. All right. Fan question number 2 is from Andrew Dice, Andrew_Dice. I get that it's a style choice, so whatever, but do more people find it of the era than distracting? Do more people find it of the era than distracting?
I really enjoy it. I have a hard time with a lot of serialized TV. I don't like a lot of serialized TV. But something about this, I don't know, because it feels a lot like a lot of serialized TV. They're making a lot of smart aleck comments, and they're real kind of abrupt, but it made sense with the overall universe that they're building.
I agree.
They're not trying to make this realistic universe. It's this clearly stylized version of the 40s, and it flowed really well. Like, I thought it worked great.
I didn't think it was distracting at all. And actually, it helps because we just came out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you're a fan of that show, and we're automatically thrown back into the past. So we know that we're not in the same time, even though we're in the same universe. So for me, it helps kind of like separate the two worlds, to know that we're in the same universe, but different time periods. And it wasn't distracting at all. I saw, again, the one shot, and it was shot that way. And when I saw that, I was thinking, I hope they do that with this series. And they did. I appreciate it. I really feel it. I feel like I'm in some, I don't know, 40s speakeasy or something, whatever they were doing.
I love it. I love era TV in general. I love period stuff, and I think I'm not an expert by any means, any stretch of the imagination, but I think they nailed it, and I think they're doing a great job. And, you know, aside from the obvious anachronisms that we pointed out with this biotechnology that they have, I think everything has really fit the period to me, and it makes it a lot more watchable as far as serial TV goes, I must say. Yeah.
And I also like, I don't read a whole lot of comic books, but this feels more like a comic book. It feels more like a comic book than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ever did to me.
Yeah, a lot of action and the very noir.
And the really stylized lighting and stuff like that.
Almost
so a lot
like
of colorized
Sin City.
lighting.
It's not like Sin City, but the way Sin City is like watching a comic book.
It's like it, though, yeah. Exactly. It's not to that extreme,
totally
it's definitely like it.
Yeah, you might see some bam pows up on the screen.
And I'd be okay with that, to be honest. If they did an episode like that, I'd be in, totally in.
Totally in.
Don't think we're going to see that, but that would be cool. So fan question number 3 is from Tommy Bechtold, who you may have seen on the Gotham After Show. And he says, what Marvel characters that existed in this era would you be interested in seeing?
Ooh.
I know for me personally, I want to see a baby Tony Stark, and I want to know who his mom is. That's something that I'm very curious about. I want to see if they're going to deal with the Stark family at all.
Yeah.
Okay. That's almost cheating.
Howard sowing his oats.
It's hard to say what this era is, one, because if you know Marvel Universe, you know, they've changed things and they've gone back and, you know, just kind of messed with the time. And then we have this very specific Marvel Cinematic Universe where they're laying out this groundwork for this very specific time period. So with what they've done in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who would have been around at that time? I don't know. It takes out all of the like X-Men and mutants and stuff because that's where I was gonna go. So they're not allowed to be in this world. They don't exist.
Yeah, I can't mess with them.
Ooh, that's a good question. I might have to. And this is also kind of cheating, but I'm going with like Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man. Yeah. I mean, that would be who I would want to see hanging out with Howard Stark. Maybe put on the suit or some version of the suit, or see the first technology that led to it. But that would be my guy.
Now we stole the easy ones. Anything? Anybody want to see? Put you on the spot. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So live question via YouTube. This one comes from Omar Alanese. Do you think Angie will double cross Peggy and reveal she's working for Hydra? Ooh.
That makes a lot of sense. We were talking earlier about how she's clearly going to be an important character, one way or the other. Right. And she's not going to be just a friend. Like, it just seems they wouldn't...
It's like a waste of her.
Yeah.
Not in the first episode. If you went like show this character 3 or 4 times. She keeps coming back to this restaurant. We keeps having conversations with Angie.
Building a relationship.
She's got to be more significant than just a waitress and someone down the hall.
Well, and she's really pushing really hard to get her to live with her, to be closer to her, so she could necessarily be watching her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Omar knows something about this character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we don't know. That she is involved with Hydra, but that would be interesting. That would be a good twist.
Total spy move, though.
That's a good prediction. I like that.
Spy versus spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I mean, who doesn't love 2 women, 2 badass women fighting? So you know, she needs to have some women to fight in this show too, not just men. It's boring. Yeah,
walking all over.
Too easy. So just gonna shout out real quick to some people on Twitter. We've got @BamSmackPow. Obviously, great Twitter handle. And @TyBlinger. Ty, you're the best. Love you, Ty. And then we also have @AgentCarterNews and @IHeartCoulson. Who doesn't heart Coulson?
Who doesn't? I know, right?
Coulson is the reason to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fair.
Great. Well, guys, that was our first after show for Agent Carter.
No, it's not over, though. It's over?
We did it. We made it through the first one, guys.
Well, that is good.
Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe right now to the channel below you and continue to watch theStream.tv right here on YouTube. And tweet us all week long. We're here with the hashtag #AgentCarterAS. That's us. That's where you can find us. And I'm Becca Scott. You guys...
Jamar Duran.
Kyle Wallen.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.